while back, I was watching the Stephen Colbert show. It's called The Colbert Report, and Hugh Laurie was on there. And I don't know if you guys know him, but he plays House on this medical show. And he was talking about jazz music and how that was like the greatest thing America has given the world, right? And then Stephen Colbert, he's pretty witty, so he goes, "You know what the greatest gift England has given the world?" And he's like trying to think about it. He goes, "No, I don't know." And then he goes, "It's America." So I believe that to know where you come from is very important. I am unapologetically patriotic. I may not have been born here, but I know what it is to be from this place, from America. The flag basically is what represents where you're from. If you think about it, every sports team, every country has a symbol, and the symbol is their flag or their mascot, but it all comes back to where you're from. I was an ROTC for around 2.5 years, and they kind of drill all this stuff into you. They tell you how to hold the flag, they tell you how to put it up, how to take it down, how to present arms, how to salute to it, how to pledge your allegiance to it. So there are different flags, and these are like the most recognized flags you'll see. The Don't Tread on Me, it's supposed to represent America, because even though rattlesnakes, they don't make sound until you're too close to them or about to like step on them. And that's supposed to represent the spirit of Americans. Like, we won't do anything to you unless you leave us alone. Otherwise, we're going to be there. We're going to show you what we can do. The Betsy Ross flag, that one, she wasn't really, nobody knows if she's really the one that sewn the first flag, but she always says she was, and I guess along the way, people just believed it. So there's no real evidence to contradict that. This is the Garrison flag on that side. It is the one that was flown at Fort McHenry when they were bombarding it. And that's where the national anthem comes from. That's when everything was settled, you can see, you saw that flag. The Confederate flag. I know a lot of people don't like this flag, but just because we don't like it doesn't mean it's not part of our history. It was part of our land. I mean, the South, that's what represents the South. And then this last flag is the flag we fly now. This is what I have here. Okay, so Francis Scott Key, this is the guy that wrote the national anthem. He was on a British ship when all this was going on. He was trying to get his friend back from the British because they had taken him. And as he was watching, he kind of used this old song that the British used, but he put like new lyrics to it. And that's how we got our national anthem. And then this is Francis Bellamy. He is actually the one that came up with the Pledge of Allegiance. And there's more than just like that part we see. He wrote that, but then later on, Under God was added by Eisenhower. Okay, so this is basically how you fold a flag. It'll start the Union, which is the blue and white. The stripes are the Union is the stars, right? So you never want to point the Union down. That is not a good symbol. It's just disrespectful, basically. So you'll fold it in half, you'll fold it in half again, and then you'll start folding it into triangles. And the end result should be something like this. This is four stars, and this is basically what you want to see after you're done folding it. This is my oldest flag. I've had this flag since I was like 8, I believe. And then I have a bunch of these, and these people just give them to me. They know I like flags, I guess, and I think this one my mom gave to me. Not very well folded, but it's still folded. And each of these folds has a meaning. So the first fold would mean life. The second fold would mean eternal life. The third one is remembrance of veterans leaving service. The Fourth is our weaker nature, like we're human. The next one is our country. After that is where our hearts lie, the pledge, the allegiance to the flag, a tribute to the armed forces. And then the rest are just like tribute to God and all of that. And I won't go into that just because I don't want to offend anybody. There are ways to properly dispose of flags. And the most, and it's going to sound funny, but it's by burning it. But there's a ceremony that goes into that. So you have to make a fire big enough, and then you just salute it and say a few words, and that's how basically you dispose of it.